105.7 The Point. Woody and Rizzuto.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio, Mr. Donnie.
Hey, Donnie!
Good morning, Donnie Fandango.
Good Friday to you, fellas. What's going on?
You know, I always like to see you, Donnie, because you're a good friend of the show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I love seeing you on Fridays because it means the show's almost over.
Yeah, it's true. Usually means it's 9:30 on a Friday.
One of the final things that we do each week is the Donnie Fandango Week in Rage. Donnie, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, Week in Rage. Here we go. Donnie, how you feeling? You're not feeling like you're going to throw up this week, are you?
No, there will be no puking this week, for sure.
I almost forgot about that.
If you missed it last week, Donnie got so worked up during the Week in Rage that as soon as it was over, he threw up into the studio trash can. He did get it on video. There was a video up on the blog.
That's still up on the website, right?
Yeah, 1057thepoint.com/war. Donnie Fandango, Week in Rage. Donnie, I mean, the guy carries around some serious anger.
I mean, we love him, but he's just like a firecracker.
And also, it turns out just a lot of anxiety. It's all bottled up there in this friendly little man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you meet Donnie out, nicest guy you can ever meet.
You'd think.
But he's so tough on himself. We were just having a conversation like, Donnie, man. Because he seems like he's very on edge this week. That's why I'm very curious to see what's in his Week in Rage. We open it up so that he can come in here on the show and kind of vent a little bit, because everybody feels better after they vent, right?
Well, I feel better because he kind of has the outlet, and he won't roll a grenade down the hallway.
For sure. So between that, the medication, the shrink, I think we're doing Donnie some good here. It's Donnie Fandango's Week in Rage, and our sponsor is
Supplement Superstore. It's not just a store, it's an education.
So Donnie, what's up this week, man? You're really on edge.
I almost forgot about this to write down, but I got to tell you, I have been a guy, as a music fan, that has consistently continued to buy full-length albums. I'm not very much a guy that buys singles very often. When you guys played the St. Elmo's Fire a couple of weeks ago, had to buy that bitch. But for the most part, by and large, I still buy albums. And I'm getting really, really tired of it. I bought an album this week from a band that I really liked, a band that we play. And it's just another disappointment, man. Another, be honest, and I'm going to get some flack for this, but the new Rise Against CD, man, it is a CD from a band that has based their career on being passionate punk rockers, yet the CD has very little passion in it whatsoever. It's very run-of-the-mill, very mid-tempo. It's very, I think, them trying to make songs for the radio, and it takes away a lot from the band. And I find myself doing that a lot, buying full lengths, finding a few songs, but for the most part, being really disappointed by buying that full length.
But Donnie, do you buy a CD blind? Like, do you not preview any of the songs first, or is it part of the excitement? In other words, like you hadn't heard anything about it yet, but you really like the band.
He loves the band.
I love the band.
So you go out and you buy the CD and then wait to see what happens.
Right.
You like the element of surprise.
I think that happens a lot more, because I've got like freaking 6 other Rise Against albums, so I'm thinking to myself, this is an easy score. There's no reason for me to have to listen to it. So I guess part of it is my fault, and I need to preview it a little bit more.
It's just an utter disappointment, and that sucks.
It really is, and it seems like it's happening, at least to me, more now than it ever has.
And it used to be worse, man. Remember, because they would never have anything for you to be able to preview. I mean, every once in a while you'd find a music store somewhere back when we were growing up that would allow you to preview a CD before you can buy it.
Or they'd had like the kiosks.
But dude, it was a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Now you can go on Rhapsody, you can go on a bunch of different places online.
iTunes.
Even iTunes has longer samples now, so it's less of a of a risk.
Yeah.
Donnie's one of the last of like the music purists, like the people that go out and buy the full lengths.
Or you can be like Patrico and just steal all your music online for free.
I do not steal a thief.
Have you ever noticed, there, fellow fathers, that when your kid gets a little scrape or a bump or a bruise when you are in charge, that it is just a whole freaking gigantic big deal? But when that same kind of scrape or bump or little thing happens when mom's in charge, that it's just absolutely not a big deal and it's completely glossed over.
Oh, yeah.
Young Dexter the other day got a little scrape on his knee. Nothing big, just a little bit of a scrape. Mary had an effing coronary about it, and I'm just thinking to myself, if you were the one here and not me, this would not be such a big deal in the least. Last thing I've got. It's a sports thing. I know I said I was going to lay off the sports, but I think this one makes too much sense not to.
It's what you're passionate about, Donnie.
Why in the world? Why? Can someone please explain to me why it is June the 3rd or June the 2nd or whatever it is, and we are still playing NHL hockey?
Yes.
I love the NHL. You guys know. I mean, you hear me talk about the Blues all the time. But in June, I don't care. I am so far past the Bruins and the Canucks. They could have a great 7-game series, but you know what? I'm not going to watch it because I am out of hockey mode completely altogether.
Summertime.
Would you feel the same way if the Blues were in? Or you're like, this is cool, but why are we playing now?
No, I would not feel that way if the Blues were in, just to be very honest. I mean, just to be honest.
Ever happening?
But I know that they want to make the seasons longer because it generates more revenue for the teams. All of these things, I totally get it, but I think it's impossible for people to stay focused and continue to care about this sport in June. This is a season that started in late September, early October, for goodness sake, and people are still trying to make it such a big deal. Somehow, some way, that season has got to be shortened so that they can maximize it, man. They really do, because again, Boston and Vancouver could have a great series, but there's a lot of us that are going to be absolutely completely gone, man. It's baseball season for a lot of us.
They need to cut down the number of teams that make the playoffs in hockey. They also need to shorten the season. It makes it look at the NFL, man. You know how exciting the season is because every game truly counts.
Absolutely so.
You know?
Well, and this is really diluted.
It is.
Like the NHL really dilutes their season.
They do, and again, I am not. I'm an NHL fan, a huge NHL fan, but this is just something that has bugged me and bugged me and bugged me. And I think the same goes for, the NBA and for Major League Baseball, because Major League Baseball, man, when you're playing a freaking World Series game at the end of October, early freaking November, people are out there in the NFL. So those are just a few things. That's just my weekend rage for this Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Without puking.
So far.
I love the people that because you're a hockey fan, you have to love everything hockey. You can't criticize whatsoever.
Not at all.
So there's people on the text now saying that Donnie's just a big whining crybaby who doesn't really like hockey.
All right.
Clearly, this is a man that loves hockey.
I love it, man. I'm just trying to make a little sense. That's all.
It's constructive criticism. And let's face it, the league could use some help making it more exciting for people. And you're talking about losing interest. It happens.
Check the ratings.
I say nice job there, Donnie.
Thank you, man.
F you, texters. Bitches.